Hey guys. So it's been a few days. We're day 4 in our refeeding. So it's been 4 days since we started our juice. And the juice was hard.
I thought the juice was going to be such a relief after all the water, but it's actually felt really full. You felt
Queasy, full. Like, you know, they were doing juices 4 times a day. 8 a.m., 12, 3 and 5. And she was going to do just veggie juice in the morning and then have a good fruit juice in the evening.
For the first 3 juices, I was going to have just veggie because I was scared of breaking out, which I did anyway, so it was fine. But it's normal. But they accidentally brought me 2 juices instead of 1, and I thought it was because it was vegetable juice and it was so low in calories. So I was endeavoring to actually drink these 6 juices. After a water fast, my stomach felt so small. So I was just looking at these things and I was saying, babe, I just can't.
And it turns out it was a mistake. So she drank what she was supposed to drink. She just drank 1 glass each time.
The other 2 ended in the fridge and then in the,
And after a little bit of drinking, I didn't really care for the juices actually. I mean, yes, they were very sweet and that taste is strong, but I didn't care for them. And after the 3rd one, it just was sitting in my stomach. It was very uncomfortable. I felt like I almost had to throw up. So when the doctors came and saw us around 4 o'clock, I told them that, and they switched me to watermelon chunks, which worked out much better.
Yeah, the veggie juices tasted fine. They were difficult to get down because it's just vegetable juice. I didn't have that feeling that it was sweet that other people had. So I asked for my last juice of the day to be a fruit juice. It was amazing. That was so good. It was watermelon and celery. And then the next juices throughout that day had at least a little bit of fruit in them. So I think it was like a quarter of an apple that were in my first 3 juices, and then my last juice of the day, or my last 2 juices of the day, one was carrot and one was watermelon.
That was the 2nd day, right?
That was the second day.
And then I had watermelon slices or cubes.
And I had a little bit of his.
And for the first 2 days, for the first 2, like 8 a.m., 12 o'clock, I had that, and I was still feeling pretty hungry. So I asked them to change it to the juice once. Just like 1 juice and then watermelon again after that. And of course the juice made me queasy again.
But the juice is actually more filling than you'd think. Like actually, like eating watermelon would be more filling.
And of course they stress making sure you chew it up so that there's nothing, you know, just chew it up completely.
You gotta they say chew it to a cream. Chew everything to a cream.
And then the next day we were allowed to add raw vegetables. And so then they stopped bringing us food. We then figured out that, we have to actually go and get our own food and select to make sure that we get the right thing. So, you know, we could have lettuce, you know, like the different green leafies. Couldn't have steamed though, it had to be raw. And then they had, you know, fruit, which you had to pick out because you can't have citrus. And they had pineapple mixed in with their mixed fruits, which Dr. Goldhammer was right there when we were getting our food. We're like, hey, can we have pineapple? Is that citrus? He's like, no, it's too acidic. Skip it.
So, but as far as the fruit was concerned, that was where we were probably going to be getting the most of the calories because, you know, you have a bunch of raw veggies, then that's not a lot. But they didn't really expect you to be all the way up, you know, because you're really just getting back your appetite. So it was a little bit difficult in the beginning to kind of realize how quickly you got full. And then later on you would get hungry again, somewhat quickly, but
so, you know, they're open there all day. So, you know, you don't eat 3 hours later, eat 3 hours, eat 3, you know, kind of like that.
Fine. Yeah.
You're not really doing anything else. So.
Why not? But the reaction to the food. So that I think is what we were waiting for the most. And it was a little bit iffy. So I had some pretty strong changes in the way that I can taste. I came into this already being vegan, already being gluten-free because of the celiac, already having very few processed foods. I was already taking out salt, oil, and sugar for the most part in the last month before I got here. So I was in pretty good shape before coming here and doing this, and then what was going to happen after. For you, it was a little different.
the taste of everything was maybe, I want to say 20% better or more pungent than it was before. But if I didn't like something before, I still didn't like it. Like I tried a tomato, and I didn't like tomatoes before, and I definitely don't like them now, especially because that tomato taste was even stronger. She loved it. Greens, because you couldn't really put anything on them. They were very strong and green tasting, which I could you just chew it. The fruit was fine. The berries are almost too sweet.
Wow, they are very strong.
Yeah, you'd have to eat them with greens or something to make them muted a bit.
Yeah.
They had sprouts. They had some radishes. They had what was that other vegetable you said that was white?
Oh, jicama.
Yeah,
Jicama, it's a root. So we tasted that. I tasted that for the first time. That was good. For the most part, everything that I tasted stronger. What gets me is the way that greens, I can taste the fat in them. Some people talked about being able to do that. I almost feel like I can feel the oil, like I can sense it. Not necessarily like taste fat, but I can sense the oil on it. Much more, I mean, I never had that before. I didn't even know greens had fat in them. So that sounds really silly, but I never thought about it before.
So this is our second day on that. So tomorrow we get to add steamed stuff so she can have her potatoes, which we walked in there, they had some steamed potatoes, and she's like, oh no, I really want potatoes. So we were fortunate that our doctor, Dr. Soler, happened to be there, just like Dr. Goldhammer before, to answer a question. And he's like, oh yeah, you can just have one, make sure you chew it really good. You're on the fourth day, you're gonna have it tomorrow anyway, so just be careful. And so she enjoyed that. It was almost, she said it tasted buttery.
Oh yeah, it was. There's nothing on it. It was just a steamed potato, and it had like it almost tasted buttery at the end of it. It was very. All of the food, none of it has anything on it. So to have for me, the food makes me happy. The food has been making me dance when I eat it.
I like the celery. It's crunchy.
Yeah. They did say that once he can put stuff on it, like the vinegar and stuff like that, he might feel a little bit better about the food, and that as time goes on, we are having an extended refeed, so we haven't lost hope for Tim's taste buds. But I have been enjoying the food immensely. I still crave junk food a bit. I still crave certain things. But potatoes was probably at the top of my list. So to have that today, and it was just a little bit. So I wanted to show you actually the size of the bowls. So I had a bowl like this of fruit. It's not full it's like, it's like this. I didn't even finish all of it. And then I had a full bowl of this, and it was of salad. And then I had like this little wedge of potato. And after all of that, so we try and drink a glass of water 20 minutes before we go eat. And after that, you're pretty good for a while, for about 4 hours. Yeah. So, but that's that.
But yeah, so far so good. We'll
Energy
see.
level for me.
And we were finally able to actually take a walk. I mean, they did say to not take a walk until 2 days with solid foods. So if you want to call raw foods solid foods, then maybe.
I think we can.
But we took a walk. We felt fine. We walked about a little over a mile, like 1.2, just around the neighborhoods,
It was so cute.
seeing some of the pretty houses around here.
I think that was my favorite part of the trip so far, just to like walk around and enjoy it. These
a few
beautiful
blocks,
houses,
yeah.
and it was a beautiful, perfect weather.
Then we came back and took a nap.
Yeah, that was great. So all good. How you feeling now? No queasiness? No.
I feel something working in my stomach, that's what it's doing, digesting. So we just had some. I'm trying to keep my meals very light and small.
Mine are bigger. I'm actually eating more than he is.
Yeah, I think I'm more comfortable with being hungry right now. So I'm just letting myself be a little hungry because I can't really palate the food right now very well.
I am eating quite a bit, but I'm trying to stay conscious of the fact that when am I getting full, because it's different levels. This is the most that I've eaten since I've been here, that meal that I just told you about. So I am quite satisfied. I'm actually a little bit past any other time that I've ever been. This would probably be my goal point to any time that I'm eating here on after. So.
All right, we'll catch you guys another time.